Hello everyone, I'm planning to start a new series called Riftbound TYK, Riftbound Test Your Knowledge, and it's about a series of questions about a certain scenario to show how some things play out and how cards interact with one another, similarly to the quiz portion as part of my Riftbound Comprehensive Guide. I will first start by explaining the board state as well as going through the cards present on board. Then I will pose a couple of questions that may help goad you to answering the final question of how can I win this turn. Starting off, let's look at the opponent's side. The opponent is tapped out, so they cannot play any spells in response to us doing anything on our turn. The opponent has 7 points and will win if we do not do anything about it, so they will get their final point from holding next turn. There you have a Teemo legend. The Teemo effect is irrelevant on our turn. Next, they have a Kaisa and an Eager Apprentice. Both their effects are basically irrelevant on our turn because they don't have mana to play anything. Eager Apprentice will be useless, and Kaisa is a Conquer effect, which does not occur right now. So effectively, they have a 6 might body and a 3 might body that we need to remove. Secondly, they have a Victor Innovator in base. Effectively, this will do nothing because they do not have any mana to play any cards on their turn, so they will not generate any recruit tokens. And even if they do generate recruit tokens, they'll be at their base instead. So again, essentially, we have a 6+3 might bodies that we need to clear out from this battlefield right here. Moving on to our side right here, we need to prevent our opponent from winning. We are at 7 points after holding this battlefield right here, so we can potentially win this turn by conquering this battlefield right here. We are playing Darius Legend right here. It says Reaction, Legion, add 1 energy. So as long as we played another card this turn, we are able to gain another energy for playing stuff during our turn if we tap our Darius Legend. We are playing Darius Trefairing as our Trojan Champion. As long as we've played 2 cards in a single turn, including Darius himself, Darius will be played ready and will have an additional +2 might. So for example, we play card A and then we play Darius, Darius will enter ready. Or if we play Darius and then we played card A, then Darius will also enter ready and we'll get that +2 might. On our base right here, we have a Seal of Unity, so tapping our Seal of Unity will generate a yellow power. We have a Daring Poro with Assault 1, so when Daring Poro attacks, he'll gain additional 1 might, so I'll bump to 3. We also have, on the right side of our battlefield, a Faithful Manufacturer as well as a Recruit token. And in our trash, we have an Immortal Phoenix. Immortal Phoenix says Assault 2, so Immortal Phoenix will gain +2 might when they're an attacker, so effective 5 might. And whenever we kill a unit with a spell, we may pay 1 energy alongside 1 red power to revive Immortal Phoenix and play him somewhere. Looking at the cards in hand, we have Noxian Guillotine from left to right. Action, choose a unit, kill it the next time it takes damage this turn. And for the Legion effect, as long as we played another card this turn, we basically are allowed to kill a unit wherever. Next, we have Disintegrate right here. It says deal 3 to a unit on a battlefield. If it kills it, draw 1 card. We have Harness Dragon. When we play Harness Dragon, it immediately is allowed to enemy unit. We have Seal of Rage. When we play it and tap it, we can generate 1 red power. We have Vayne, Assault 3 +3 might when Vayne is an attacker. And if an opponent controls a battlefield, Vayne will enter ready. Whenever Vayne conquers, you can decide to pay an additional 1 energy to return Vayne back to your hand, essentially bounce back. We also have Legion Rearguard right here with Accelerate. So by paying its Accelerate cost, Legion Rearguard can enter ready, and the Accelerate cost will be a total of 3 energy alongside 1 red power. Let's take a look at the battlefields right here. The battlefield on the right is Candlelit Sanctum, so when we conquer here, we're allowed to look at the top 2 cards of our main deck. We can recycle 1 or both of them, and we can put those cards back in any order if we don't recycle them. Next, we have Targon's Peak right here on the battlefield on the left. It says when you conquer here, choose 2 runes, ready them at the end of this turn. So essentially, if we are able to conquer this battlefield right here, we can ready an additional 2 runes for the next turn. So let's start off with the first question. Can I move my units on the right battlefield back to my base? 3, 2, 1. Yes, you are able to, but as a cost of movement, they will become exhausted in your base and will not be able to help join the attack on the leftmost battlefield. Next question. Can I move these 2 units to the battlefield on the left from the right battlefield? 3, 2, 1. The answer is no, because both of these units do not have the ganking keyword, and units are not normally able to move from battlefield to battlefield. Next question right here. If I move my Daring Portal right here to the rightmost battlefield right here, will I trigger Candlelit Sanctum's effect from conquering the battlefield? 3, 2, 1. So no, this will not occur because you've already held this battlefield at the beginning of your turn to get to your 7th point from your 6th point. Even if you move a unit to that battlefield right here, it will not count as an additional conquer, so you will not get your 8th point from that, nor will it trigger Candlelit Sanctum's effect of when you conquer here. So next question right here, what must we do to be able to play this Vayne Champion unit card, and do seals help at all? 3, 2, 1. So Vayne costs 4 energy and 1 red power. So what we need to do is we will need to tap 4 of our runes right here. Alongside, we either need to recycle this red rune right here to generate a power to pay for Vayne, or we need to recycle that rune to pay for our red seal right down here, and tap that seal to pay for our Vayne right here. How much energy do I have after playing Vayne, and can I get more energy this turn? 3, 2, 1. I will have 0 energy after playing Vayne because Vayne will cost 4 energy and I only have 4 runes right here that can generate 4 energy. However, I am able to get 1 more energy this turn with a certain sequence. By playing a seal as well, it counts as being a card being played, and hence I can tap my Darius Legend through its Legion effect to generate 1 more energy this turn before playing Vayne. You also played Vayne this turn, so just by playing Vayne, you can tap Darius and use its effect to generate 1 energy as you played another card this turn. What is Vayne's might when defending? How about attacking? 3, 2, 1. When Vayne is defending, it will be its printed might cost of 2. However, when Vayne is attacking, it has assault 3. That means it has additional 3 might, and hence Vayne's effective might will be 5 might when attacking. Let's move on to the next question. Can I potentially get Phoenix out of the trash? So Phoenix says, when you kill a unit with a spell, so enemy unit or your own unit, you may pay 1 energy alongside 1 red power to play me from your trash. 3, 2, 1. Yes, you can. So you can cast Disintegrate right here onto the enemy Eager Apprentice, which has 3 might, and this will kill the enemy unit, giving you a window to play Immortal Phoenix from your trash. And you can generate that additional 1 energy from tapping the Darius Legend for 1 energy because you've played Disintegrate this turn, and you can generate red power needed by tapping the seal or by recycling one of your red runes. Follow-up question to that, where can the Phoenix go? So where can I play the Immortal Phoenix? 3, 2, 1. So you can play the Immortal Phoenix to your base, or you can play stuff to a battlefield you can control. This is called Reinforcement. So you can also play your Phoenix to the battlefield on the right here because you control it with the Recruit and the Faithful Manufacturer. A follow-up to this again, by casting Disintegrate, which kills the Apprentice, I will also gain a card draw from Disintegrate. I already know what the top card that I'm going to draw with Disintegrate is. Why might this be the case? 3, 2, 1. So I am able to scry my deck previously through conquering this battlefield on the right here. If you watch back and look at the battlefield's explanation, I was able to look at the top 2 cards of my deck, and from that I was able to see what cards I was going to draw with Disintegrate if I didn't recycle any of them to the bottom of my deck. Another follow-up, will my drawing card ever be of any use if I don't play any cards in my main deck that cost less than 2 energy besides seals? 3, 2, 1. So the answer will be it won't be of any use, because even if I draw any other card, I won't be able to play it because Disintegrate already costs 4 energy right here, which limits the amount of cards I can play again this turn. So if I already play Disintegrate, I literally can't play any other card besides seals. Moving on, next question. What cards can instantly kill the enemy Kaisa, which has 6 might, before engaging in a combat showdown? 3, 2, 1. So this includes Harness Dragon in my hand right here. It says when you play me, kill an enemy unit, so we can kill Kaisa right away. Secondly, we also have Noxian Guillotine right here through its Legion effect. So by playing a seal that costs 0 energy and 1 power, we can also play Noxious Guillotine because another card has been played this turn. We can use its Legion effect, and we can kill Kaisa. Next question, what cards can effectively avoid Summoning Sickness and enter ready? 3, 2, 1. We have Vayne right here. Our opponent controls a battlefield, so Vayne will enter ready. We have Legion Rearguard. We can pay the additional cost to have Legion Rearguard enter ready. Secondly, we have Darius, so when we play a second card in one turn, we are able to ready Darius and give Darius +2 might as well. Let's move on to the final age-old question. How can we win in this turn with this board state present? Our opponent is tapped out, so they will not be able to respond to anything we do. We have to fight against a 6 might Kaisa and a 3 might Eager Apprentice. We need to clear that out. And the next card on top of my main deck is Get Excited, and we know that from scrying from our previous turn from this battlefield right here when we conquered it. So I'll give you a moment to think, and I'll go over the answer soon. To get to the actual solution, let's knock down all the solutions that do not work first. So first of all, Harness Dragon does not work. It costs 8 energy. We have 4 energy. That is never going to be happening. We're never going to be playing this. Now let's take a look at Vayne right here. We can do a series of actions to play her. So first we will tap a Fury Rune to generate 1 floated energy, recycle 1 to generate a red power to play Sealed Rage. Then we will tap the remaining 3 runes along with the 1 floated energy from before. We would play Vayne Hunter along by tapping the seal to pay for the power cost of Vayne. Vayne will enter ready because there is an enemy unit controlling a battlefield right here. So we can send Vayne and Daring Poro in to attack. The Vayne has 5 might from assault and Poro has 3 might from assault total. So this will be 8 right here against 9 right here. Hence, both of our units will die. We will assign damage to Kaisa, 6 to Kaisa, and 2 to Eager Apprentice. Kaisa will perish. However, Eager Apprentice will still stay on the field right here, and we have not cleared the board so far, and we've exhausted all of resources. Next, let's look at Legion Rearguard. For a similar reason to Vayne, Legion Rearguard will not work, even though we are able to play him with Decelerate cost and have him enter ready to attack with Daring Poro. Legion Rearguard effectively only has 2 might, which is less than Vayne's effective 5, and hence will not be able to win over the combat right there. Although Legion Rearguard does cost less than Vayne, we don't have any other cards or energy to play any other things to help us aid this battle, so Legion Rearguard does not work. Now let's take a look at Noxian Guillotine. We can tap 4 runes right here and tap our Seal of Unity to generate a yellow power to pay for Nox's Guillotine. Our Guillotine will target the Kaisa right here. Then we will send our Poro in right here, attacking the Kaisa and the Eager Apprentice. Poro will assign 3 damage to Kaisa, killing Kaisa, but alongside our Daring Poro will also perish in combat, so that will not work. Something else that may occur right here, rewinding the state right here, Daring Poro cannot assign 1 damage to Kaisa and then 2 damage to Eager Apprentice because there is rules that state that a unit must be assigned lethal damage, which is equal to or greater than their might, before assigning combat damage to another unit. Even though we played Noxian Guillotine right here, we cannot assign 1 damage to Kaisa, kill it, and then assign the 2 remaining damage to Eager Apprentice. We must assign 6 or more might of damage to Kaisa before assigning it to Eager Apprentice. We can also play Noxian Guillotine with its Legion effect instead, and this will change the outcome of the battle. So what we need to do here is we're going to tap 1, float 1 energy, recycle 1 to play a seal right here. This counts as a card being played this turn, so we can trigger Legion. Next we will tap the remaining 3, and alongside with our 1 floated energy, we will cast Noxian Guillotine by paying a seal for the power, targeting Kaisa to kill it immediately. Next we can send Daring Poro in to combat against Eager Apprentice right here. It will be 3 against 3, and both of us will perish. Though this will stop the opponent from getting a point for holding next turn, this will not allow us to win this turn, so this will not be the correct solution. Let's look at potentially playing our Phoenix from our trash right here. To do this, we will tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will cast Disintegrate onto the Eager Apprentice right here. Disintegrate will deal 3 to Eager Apprentice. Eager Apprentice will die from that, and as a result, we will draw a card right here. And alongside, we're allowed to revive our Phoenix back. Since we've played Disintegrate this turn, we can tap Darius to generate 1 energy. Alongside, we can recycle 1 rune to generate a red power to play our Immortal Phoenix right here. However, Phoenix when played, she or he enters exhausted and is unable to attack. So the only attackers we have right here is Daring Poro, which is not enough to kill the Kaisa, and hence next turn the opponent will gain a point from holding and win the game. So this is not the correct solution. Here will be the final sequence that allows us to win the game. So what we need to do first is we need to tap 1 to float 1 energy, recycle 1 to play a seal. From that, we will tap our Darius right here. Because we played a seal, we can use Legion effects, and effectively we will add another energy from Darius. So effectively now we have 2 floated energy. We will tap our remaining 3 runes to generate another 3 energy. We have 5 floated energy right now. We will tap our seal to generate a red power and play our Darius. Since Darius is the second card played this turn, Darius will enter ready and we'll have an additional 2 might. So our first card played was Seal this turn, and our second card played was Darius. Darius will see himself and will enter ready. And now what we can do is we can attack with Darius and Daring Poro. Effectively, Daring Poro is 3, Darius is 7, so this is 10 against the 9 right here, and the trade will somewhat look like this. Darius will die alongside with these 2. Daring Portal will survive and will gain a point from conquering right here and is able to win a game. This is because we've also held this battlefield on the right at the beginning of our turn, giving us our 7th point. Hence, we are able to get our 8th point from Daring Portal conquering this battlefield, as we have scored both battlefields in the same turn. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos in the near future. I am planning to release a large guide on how each champion legend plays once all of the cards have officially been revealed, as well as making a short guide on how to operate Tabletop Simulator. Comment down below what other types of contents you want me to make, and again, thank you very much. Goodbye.